What if I told you there's a car that doesn't just break the rules of physics, it rewrites them? A machine so radical that it borrows technology from literal spacecraft to obliterate every performance record on Earth. Welcome to the Tesla Roadster, where the future doesn't knock politely. It explodes through your windshield at 250 miles per hour. This isn't just the most anticipated electric sports car of the decade. This is automotive heresy wrapped in carbon fiber, powered by 3 electric motors, and wait for it, equipped with actual SpaceX rocket thrusters. Yes, you heard that right. Elon Musk just turned your childhood Hot Wheels fantasy into engineering reality. The moment you lay eyes on the second-generation Tesla Roadster, you understand that this machine was born in a wind tunnel and raised on lightning. Gone are the harder-cut lines of its Lotus-based predecessor. What emerges is something far more sinister, far more purposeful. The silhouette is predatory. That low-slung profile slices through the night like a blade through silk, with a pointed nose that seems to pierce the air molecules themselves. Those exaggerated fenders aren't just design flourishes, they're functional sculpture, housing massive wheels that grip reality by the throat. The rear wheels dwarf the fronts, a visual promise of the torque-vectoring chaos waiting to be unleashed. But here's where Tesla pulls its master stroke, that removable glass roof panel. Targa-style elegance meets convertible freedom, and the entire roof stores seamlessly in the trunk. One moment you're cocooned in aerodynamic perfection, the next you're drinking in the sky at velocities that would make fighter pilots nervous. Franz von Holzhausen, Tesla's chief designer, has spent years refining this beast. In October 2025, he confirmed what enthusiasts already suspected. This production version will look radically different from the 2017 concept. More aggressive, more resolved, more unapologetically extreme. The rounded, modern lines flow like frozen lightning, every surface optimized not for compromise but for dominance. This is automotive design at its most visceral. The Roadster doesn't ask for your attention, it commands it. Step inside, and the Roadster reveals Tesla's design philosophy at its purest extreme. This isn't a cockpit cluttered with buttons and switches. This is a digital nerve center where driver and machine blur into one focused entity. The interior is ruthlessly minimalist. A massive touchscreen dominates the dashboard, extending from the top of the dash down to the center console. This isn't just an infotainment system, it's your portal to controlling every aspect of this electric predator. Beneath the screen sits a clever pass-through cubby, maintaining the Roadster's whimsical yet purposeful design language. The front seats are aggressively bolstered, they need to be. When you're experiencing forces that rival roller coasters, you want furniture that keeps you planted, connected, fused to the machine. Behind them sit 2 additional seats, transforming this hypercar into the world's first legitimate 4-seater supercar destroyer. Sure, those rear seats might challenge adult comfort on long journeys, but they're symbolic. This is family-friendly fury, practicality dancing with insanity. Don't expect Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Tesla doesn't follow, it leads. The infotainment system is Tesla's proprietary ecosystem, refined through millions of miles of over-the-air updates across the entire fleet. Every interaction, every control, every setting flows through that touchscreen cathedral. And here's the detail that separates engineers from artists. When you engage the SpaceX package thrusters for acceleration, the rear license plate physically drops down, revealing the main rocket thruster behind it. It's full-on James Bond, Musk has said. Because why settle for ordinary when you can have extraordinary? This is where the Tesla Roadster doesn't just move goalposts. It launches them into orbit alongside Musk's original Roadster circling the sun. 3 electric motors, 1 in front, 2 in the rear. All-wheel drive with torque vectoring so sophisticated it can pivot this missile mid-corner with surgical precision. The combined output remains classified, but Tesla has revealed numbers that sound like typos. 7,375 pound-feet of torque measured at the wheels. That's not power, that's geological force. The 200 kilowatt-hour battery pack is twice the capacity of Tesla's largest current production battery. It's a rolling power station that promises 620 miles of range at highway speeds. But range isn't why you buy a Roadster. Performance is. 0 to 60 miles per hour in 1.9 seconds for the base model. Read that again. 1.9 seconds. That's quicker than you can finish reading the sentence. 0 to 100 in 4.2 seconds. Quarter mile in 8.8 seconds. Top speed exceeding 250 miles per hour. These aren't projections, these are Musk's promises carved in silicon and battery cells. But wait, there's more. The optional SpaceX package elevates this from hypercar to something that transcends automotive categories entirely. Around 10 cold gas thrusters will be seamlessly integrated into the body. These aren't decorative. They're functional rocket engines using ultra-high-pressure compressed air stored in composite overwrapped pressure vessels, the same COPV technology that guides SpaceX's Falcon 9 rockets back to Earth. With the SpaceX package engaged, the Roadster achieves something previously thought impossible: 0 to 60 in under 1 second, 0.9 seconds, 0.8. The exact number fluctuates with Musk's latest proclamations, but the reality remains unchanged. This car accelerates faster than your nervous system can process velocity. The main thruster sits behind the rear license plate. Additional thrusters improve not just straight-line acceleration, but cornering, braking, and top speed. These cold gas thrusters operate at working pressures of 10,000 psi, expelling compressed air at approximately 1,500 miles per hour. Think about that. The exhaust velocity from this car exceeds the cruising speed of commercial airliners. An onboard electric pump gradually refills the COPV tank whenever battery draw allows, which according to Tesla is most of the time. You'll sacrifice those vestigial rear seats for the pressure vessel, but that seems like a reasonable trade for rocket-assisted cornering. Engineers have calculated that activating these thrusters could subject drivers to forces exceeding 2.5 Gs from a standing start. Musk himself has warned it will be safe but intensely physical, inappropriate for anyone with medical conditions, comparable to hardcore roller coasters. This isn't just the quickest accelerating production car ever conceived. It's a physics experiment you can license and insure. The Roadster represents something unprecedented in automotive history: the direct application of aerospace engineering to street legal transportation. Those SpaceX cold gas thrusters aren't just performance novelties. They're reaction control systems borrowed from rockets, repurposed for terrestrial dominance. SpaceX uses these thrusters to maneuver 30-ton Falcon 9 first stages during atmospheric re-entry. Now they're being miniaturized, refined, and integrated into a four-wheeled missile that civilians can theoretically purchase. Lars Moravi, Tesla's VP of Vehicle Engineering, has described the development as creating the last best driver's car before autonomous driving renders human control obsolete. He's spent years rethinking what a sports car can be, what it should be, and the Roadster embodies that vision. The challenge isn't just making the thrusters work, it's making them safe. Rocket technology operates on fuel-to-weight ratios that don't translate directly to automotive applications. Mass distribution matters. Propulsion system integration matters. Tesla and SpaceX engineers have collaborated to solve equations that have never existed before. The result? A car that can theoretically execute maneuvers impossible through tire grip alone. When you exceed the traction limit, and with megawatts of power, you absolutely will, the thrusters provide additional control. Off the line, through corners, during braking. The Roadster doesn't just push boundaries. It operates in dimensional space where boundaries cease to exist. Musk has teased capabilities even beyond acceleration. Short hops, reflights. The mathematics check out. With sufficient COPV capacity and thrust, the Roadster could hover for 15 to 20 seconds, covering several hundred meters in computer-controlled low-altitude flight. Will this make production? Unknown. But the fact that it's technically possible tells you everything about Tesla's ambitions. The Tesla Roadster will launch with two configurations. The base model starts at $200,000. The limited Founders Series, restricted to the first 1,000 pre-orders, commands $250,000 with full payment required upfront. Reservations require a $50,000 deposit, serious money for a serious machine. At that price point, the Roadster competes with established players: the Lamborghini Huracan, Porsche 911 Turbo S, Ferrari F8 Tributo. But here's the disruption: none of those cars can match the Roadster's claimed specifications. Not even close. The real competition exists in the electric hypercar stratosphere. The Rimac Nevera, with 1,985 horsepower and a $2.4 million price tag, currently holds production EV performance records. The Spark Owl, projected at $3.5 million, claims even more extreme numbers. Against these multi-million-dollar rarities, the Roadster looks like a performance bargain. But Tesla isn't chasing the Nevera or the Owl. Tesla is challenging the entire gasoline-powered sports car establishment. As Musk declared during the 2017 unveiling, the Roadster exists to deliver a hardcore smackdown to gasoline cars. The production timeline tells its own story. Originally slated for 2020, the Roadster has weathered countless delays, semiconductor shortages, development challenges, priority shifts to the Cybertruck and Semi. Now, finally, momentum builds toward reality. In November 2025, Musk announced the production-ready Roadster will debut on April 1, 2026. Yes, April Fool's Day, a date Musk acknowledges with characteristic deniability. Production begins in 2027 or 2028, approximately 12 to 18 months after the reveal. Tesla has posted manufacturing engineer positions at the Fremont factory. The machinery of production awakens. This is a limited production halo car, a technological showcase, a statement piece. Tesla learned valuable lessons from the Cybertruck launch about introducing disruptive technology to market. The Roadster benefits from that education, tempered ambitions, refined engineering, realistic timelines. Still, skepticism remains justified. Tesla has missed every previous Roadster deadline. The believe it when we see it camp grows larger with each delay. But the fact remains, when Tesla does deliver, it typically delivers something that redefines expectations. The Tesla Roadster transcends traditional automotive categories. It's not just a sports car. It's not just an electric vehicle. It's a rolling manifesto declaring that the age of internal combustion dominance has ended. This is Tesla's original vision fulfilled. The company's first production vehicle was the 2008 Roadster, a Lotus Elise with batteries that proved electric cars could be desirable. Just over 2,400 units sold before production ended in 2012. That humble beginning launched an automotive revolution. Now, 15 years later, Tesla returns to where it began, but with all the accumulated knowledge, technology, and audacity of a company that has fundamentally reshaped the entire automotive industry. The second-generation Roadster carries profound symbolism. It's the ultimate expression of Tesla's capability, unshackled from compromise, unrestrained by convention. Every innovation developed across the Model S, Model 3, Model 10, Model Y, and Cybertruck culminates in this machine. The plaid powertrain, the structural battery pack, the aerospace-grade materials, the over-the-air software sophistication, all of it refined and weaponized. Muravi's description as the last best driver's car carries weight. As autonomous technology advances, the human-operated performance vehicle becomes anachronistic, a relic of an era when we still gripped steering wheels and modulated throttle inputs. The Roadster represents the apex of that dying art form, human and machine merged in explosive harmony. Musk has promised the unveiling will be unforgettable, the demo mind-blowing, the final design radically different from earlier concepts. Von Holzhausen's 8-year-old design somehow still feels contemporary, still feels revolutionary. What could possibly surpass it? The Tesla Roadster isn't arriving to participate in the sports car conversation. It's arriving to conclude it. With performance that humbles million-dollar hypercars, technology borrowed from spacecraft, and a price that makes competitors look like charity cases, the Roadster represents automotive extremism executed with surgical precision. Its success justified by engineering, fantasy made tangible through physics. When that license plate drops and the rocket thruster ignites, when you experience forces that compress your spine and distort your vision, when the speedometer becomes a blur and the horizon rushes toward you at velocities reserved for aircraft, that's the moment you understand. This isn't evolution. This is revolution. The Tesla Roadster doesn't just challenge gasoline sports cars. It renders them obsolete. It doesn't just push boundaries. It detonates them. And when production finally begins in 2027 or 2028, when the first Founders Series owners take delivery of their rocket-assisted electric missiles, the automotive world will be forced to acknowledge an uncomfortable truth. The future doesn't negotiate. It simply arrives faster than you thought possible, more extreme than you imagined, and completely unstoppable. This is the Tesla Roadster. This is what happens when Elon Musk stops asking why and starts demanding why not. The revolution has a deposit requirement, and it accelerates to 60 in under 1 second. Don't forget to subscribe to New Future for more cinematic reviews of the cars shaping tomorrow today. Which feature impressed you most? The rocket thrusters, the sub-1 second acceleration, or the removable glass roof? Let us know in the comments below. And if you're ready to reserve your piece of automotive history, that $50,000 deposit is waiting. The future is expensive, but boring is free.